Hey, what's up, guys? Jonathan here from the Scaling Consultant, where we help marriage coaches start and scale their own offer. But let's get right into the video. So, today, guys, I'm going to break down for you Meet the Freemans. Who are these people? Well, they are hyper successful marriage coaches, and they've somehow developed a very, very, very simple $1 million funnel. And I'm going to break it down for everyone today. So, how did they do it? First, they used a very common system known as the TNT system. This is the system that helped them blow up. So these are the three parts of the TNT system. The first letter being traffic. So traffic is self-explanatory. If people don't know you exist, then how are they going to buy your product? You need to be able to have a way to be able to attract attention and garner it. Next is N for nurture. Once you have people's attention, you need to give them a reason why they even need your product. This is when you build that trust. This is when they get to know and like you for your services. And then once they get to know and like you, and they see the product you have, and not only do they see the product that you have, but you present it in a way where it solves a problem in their life, especially if you target a specific ideal customer profile with your traffic system. Your nurture system should be able to magnify and identify the pain points of your ICP, which is your ideal customer profile. And then once they trust you, and not only trust you, they see that you actually know what you're talking about, they will be more likely to accept a solution because you've also revealed to them a problem that they may not have been aware of, or maybe they are aware of it and you already have the solution. And that's when we go to transaction. This is when you need to have your sales system in check. This is where the magic happens. Not only do you have a warmed up audience due to your nurturing, but now they're craving a solution to the problem you helped identify via your nurture content. And now they're ready to get the solution, and now they're going to be part of your transaction system. So let's take a good look at the traffic system that the Meet the Freemans are currently using. As you can tell, they are using every single major platform, or at least that's what it seems. So for their YouTube channel, they currently have about 9,000, little over 9,000 subscribers. And then they recently only gained about 210 subscribers, which does look like they're doing bad or not doing as good as they could have been doing. But this is actually really good because their content goes on for like about an hour. But we're going to talk more about their content in a little bit and why that's important for nurturing. And they've also been not only been gaining subscribers, they've also been gaining an increase in views. Like in the past 30 days, they have been able to get about almost 30,000 views. So let's talk about their Instagram. So right now they have a little bit over 1 million followers and over 3,000 posts. So you already know they're posting very consistently. And this is a pretty good ratio to have, especially when you have an Instagram. Because if you have more followers than those who are following you, then that sets you up as an authority, because people are now going to be thinking, oh, what makes this person so special? Because you literally are giving them social proof right here. And not only that, you can also tell they're pretty busy because they already have workshops set up in Arizona. They already have a challenge made out for their audience, which is also part of their nurture funnel, which we'll get into. And not only that, they're already announcing other products that people can buy from them, such as their new book that they're going to announce. And right now, they're in the process of hyping it up so that people can get ready to start buying them. And of course, they offer free resources that brings people to their website, which we'll also go more in depth in a little bit. So let's take a look at their X account. So right now on their X account, they have 177 people that they are following, but they have 466 people who are following them. So that's a good ratio. And their X account does the same thing as their IG, just posting what they're up to right now and leading them back to their website. So let's check out their Facebook account. So on their Facebook account, they're actually doing really good. They have 91,000 followers and only 55 people that they're following. And these are very good metrics right here. These are very good numbers. for Facebook. And honestly, I think the reason why Facebook is doing so hot too is because their ideal customer profile are people who are married. And there's tons of married people of all types of ages on Facebook. Like, you've seen your grandmother and your grandfather on Facebook. And if they ain't as spicy as they used to be, best believe they've seen the Freemans at some point. And finally, let's take a look at their LinkedIn account. So right now on LinkedIn, they only have about a bit over 500 connections made. And they've also used their LinkedIn account primarily to advertise their book and, you know, some other things, but we'll get into that. So let's take a look at their nurture funnel. So we're going to first start with their YouTube channel. So on their main YouTube channel, they are mainly doing podcasts with hosts that are in a similar field as them. Or they're just talking with each other, just giving out free value on a variety of topics that the typical marriage couple would, you know, the problems that they would encounter at some point. Or people who are looking to get married, something for them to watch so they can prepare themselves for the marriage life. And the best thing about their YouTube channel is that their content's about 30 minutes to an hour long, which is really good. The reason why is because the longer they can get people to watch their videos, the more they become more familiar with them. And then the more they become more familiar with them, they'll get to know, like, and trust them. And as they get to know, like, and trust them, they'll be more willing to sign up for calls. They'll be more willing to engage whenever they have a call to action in their videos. They'll be more willing to want to work with them because they're going to believe that they actually know them just via their content, especially long form content. So let's take a look at sources outside of their main YouTube channel, because they were able to do an interview with someone that had over 1 million subscribers. So this definitely helped broaden their reach as well. And not only that, this is pretty good too, because when you're on someone else's channel, they might have an audience that's never heard of you. So this will easily bring in new people to you. And not only that, but I guarantee people from their channel now have an opportunity to watch how he does his podcast. And now he has an opportunity to also get some of their subscribers to come join him as well. This is why they say your net worth is your network. All right, now let's talk about how they nurture on Facebook. So first, let's look at their Facebook posts. So they have a variety of different posts that they like to post. Like, for instance, they like to do these carousels where it would just be some type of picture in the background, and they'll mention either some type of information. It could be they could even possibly be doing like some type of motivational quote, or they could be using this to point out pain points in their ICP that they'll resonate with. Because if you can identify, if you can describe a problem better than the person who's dealing with the problem, that's an easy way to build trust. So they also have these little, like, I guess you can call like reels or shorts that they make. Well, they'll have like a title and then make a video about it. And yeah, then they'll just have different variations of pretty much just that, either videos or carousels. And they'll also use it as an opportunity when they're about to launch a campaign. They'll like hype it up in advance to get the people warmed up, to get their audience ready. So by the time that they launch, they have a big launch, I imagine, so that people can just start running, investing in their services or whatever product they're trying to release. As you can tell, that's pretty much what they do. And if you also look at the dates, they're actually very consistent. Yeah, it's literally like they post every single day. Like, you need to post every single day. You need to just get your face out there as much as possible by any means necessary, using every stream available to you, every platform available to you. And they also use their Facebook stories to essentially build up hype for whatever product they're about to launch, whatever event they're about to start. They just need people to be aware of it ahead of time, which is very smart to do. You need to warm up your audience, because if you just suddenly say, hey, we got this service coming out right now, and you don't even give them a heads up, good luck. I'm not saying it won't be successful, but it just won't be as successful as if when you give them, your audience, a heads up. You let them warm up through your content, and then the anticipation gets so high, it gets to the point where people just run, and either you sell out of the service, you sell out spots, or If you had a really good campaign, and especially for like a marriage coaching service like they do, the best thing that you could have is honestly a wait list where so many people want to invest in you. Now let's take a look at their Instagram. So their Instagram is actually very similar to their Facebook. They literally post the same thing on like different platforms, because you never know what audience you're going to be trying to garner. So on their IG stories, they literally post the same thing that they would post on Facebook or honestly any other platform, because why not? Whoever is on Facebook might not necessarily be on Instagram. And even if they are, that's good. The more they see something that you're posting, the more likely they are to buy. We live in an attention economy. So in order to make money in it, you gotta, well, get attention and be known. And on their IG posts, they definitely capitalize on using the highlight reels, because the highlight reels are a great opportunity for you to show off your events, to show off what you're doing, to show off your results, to show off pretty much everything, or at least the highlights, the good parts of what's going on behind the scenes. However, I do wish they would update these a little bit more frequently, because if you're not using the highlight reels, you're missing out, because this especially shows social proof, because you can show literally every aspect of your service in a short like 10 seconds and 10-second clips, and then people will be able to get an idea of what you're doing. And then when they see you working with other people, that's more social proof that leads other people to think, all right, they have a massive crowd, for some reason they're able to draw them in. I wonder what's their secret, what makes them so special, and then that's how they come to you. Curiosity literally has sold so many people, has closed so many deals. And not only that, they also post very consistently on their IG as well. Now, as you can tell, their videos are booming. Well, if you have 1.1 million followers, these are just a fraction of the people who actually follow them. And it's actually insane. Like, people can get nurtured just by this. Like, you can literally get a call booked, or at the very least discovery calls, just by people binging your reels. And not only that, just like I said, like what they do for Facebook, they also have carousels developed specifically for their ICP. Like, it seems like they casted a wide net, but I think that makes sense given how large their following is. Like, the smaller you are, the more niche down you should be to be able to attract and generate the most income. But we're going to talk about how much they charge for the services and coming soon. And yeah, that's all they post. Reels and carousels. However, something I wish they would start doing if they want to generate more traffic would be if they start using ads. Because when you have ads made, literally the moment someone goes onto your account, the ads are going to start targeting you. Like, I'm sure you've seen it. Like, you say you go on like an Iman Ghazi page out of nowhere, even though you saw maybe his story or you saw one of his reels for like 10 seconds, you can just see a bunch of ads for whatever product he's trying to launch at that time. And I've been keeping an eye on my IG, and I have yet to see ads from them. But to be fair, they do have a wait list of people, so maybe they're not in the season right now to garner more people. For all I know, they're probably in the season where they already met their maximum capacity, which is very good. That's how you generate scarcity, and that's more social proof, and that also establishes you as an authority because you're always booked, which means because they're always booked, they have the opportunity to charge higher because they have so many clientele. Or they could charge lower prices so they can be able to essentially tackle everyone, especially for those who've been waiting. Let's take a look at their X account. So their X account's pretty dormant. They haven't used this in about 2 years now. And honestly, they're missing out on a lot here as well. Because X is pretty much, aside from Instagram, like a real time. You can have conversations with your audience in real time. And just that alone, that will be able to generate more KTL for an individual. KTL being K stands for no, T stands for trust, and L stands for like. People get to know, trust, and like you just because you respond to their message. Now, I'm not saying I promote controversy. However, when controversy occurs on X, you will blow up. There's an old saying that goes, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So for their LinkedIn page, They have a, they have a pretty generic about page. They just talk about what they're doing. They're talking about their accomplishments and whatnot. And then on the featured section of the page, they have testimonials and recordings of their events, so people can see how big the crowds are. If people see large amounts of people at what you do, watching you do what you do, best believe they're gonna be curious and they're gonna come and they'll want to find out, because they're gonna just assume, all right, if they've amounted this amount of people, then whatever they're doing must be working. And this is what they post: slides from a carousel, or they'll just be posting pictures of themselves holding their latest product. Now, the purpose of having all these nurture funnels as part of their nurture system is very simple. They all want people to get on their page, their own personal website, because once they got you on their website, you're like 90% closed. Guaranteed, you're 90% closed, because now you're going to be flooded with free value. They're going to give you opportunities to go through their guides and their challenges, which are free. So imagine that you're a couple that's struggling and you see their free guides. And I guarantee these guides probably have some high level information in there. Something where you can implement it immediately, but it's not enough to fix the problem, but it's enough to at least, put a band-aid over it. And then once you start seeing a little success with the free information that they have, you're now going to start thinking, wow, if this is what's going on because it's free, imagine how much more we're going to get out of them if we actually pay for their services. However, something I wish that they would do, that I believe that they're missing out on, is they should have a VSL, which is a video sales letter. With a VSL, they'll be able to book way more calls. They'll be able to convince more people. Say someone's on the edge, right? Once they watch the video sales letter, if it's properly structured, that should be the linchpin right before they're about to book a call with you. And then once you got them on the call, all you need is a good closer and a good discovery form beforehand to make sure they, one, qualify, and two, if they do qualify, you have a good closer and a good sales script developed. Well, your funnel really works if you get them to not only book the call, but get closed on the call. Now, the purpose of all this nurturing is literally because of the 7-11-4 rule, where essentially Google did a study where they found out that all you need is for people to watch as much content as possible. And if they do that, there's a higher likelihood that they'll be more willing to buy from you. Because it's like what I said earlier, the more they get to watch your content, the more they will know you, like you, and trust you. They're going to be so warmed up, they're going to be fighting to get a call booked because you've convinced them of their pain point and you've also convinced them of the solution that you have. Now, let's talk about how they make money. So this is their main offer right now, where they're essentially, they're marriage coaches. So what are they doing? Offering coaching sessions to married couples. And honestly, I'm going to go through their whole sales letter. And this is genius right here. So not only do they have a wait list, but they advertise it. And not only do they advertise that they have a wait list, which gives them more social proof, they're basically saying, we have so many people, we can't deal with you right now. Having a wait list is basically you saying, I don't need your money right now, but hold on to it. Having a wait list is like you saying, you need me more than I need you right now. And not only that, but they are using it as an opportunity as people are waiting on the wait list by upselling them other products that they may have. And not only that, but they just can go in depth talking about what they do, how much it costs, and how it can benefit you and how it benefits other people. Believe me, if you have testimonials, please dump as many as you can on the page. Like, even if it quadruples the size of the page, put those testimonials up there. They are literally your best friend. Like, this could be the deciding factor between someone opting into your offer or jumping ship. And after they show their testimonials, now they just start talking about why they're qualified to even do what they do, their accomplishments. You get to know them a lot better. And on top of that, they also mention any other products that they're currently working on that you should be on the lookout for. And then they just add more testimonials. See, they just keep adding testimonials. And every time you go through this, it just increases the likelihood that, you know what, maybe these people can do what they do. And then that just pushes you closer and closer to the edge if you're an ICP of theirs, to wanting to opt in their offer. And what they also do is they also label out the benefits. And then the benefits are typically the solutions to the typical pain points of their ICP, which is what all coaches in general should be doing. But we're talking about marriage coaches today. And not only that, they then come at you with more testimonials, because there's no such thing as too many testimonials. It doesn't matter how big your page is. The more testimonials, the better, because there's a lot of sketchy people out there nowadays. And if you have testimonials to back up what you do, you're set. Like, that's how you separate yourself. People want real. And then after you go through all that, they then tell you, all right, this is what you can do while you're waiting on the wait list. And they still continue to upsell. They literally took what they placed at the beginning of the sales letter and just put it back down to remind you, listen, we can't work with you right now, but here's some other things you can do that you can also spend your money on to also further build up that KTL, so you can get to know them, trust them, and like them more. And if you haven't signed up to be on the wait list yet, they're going to give you the opportunity right here. And not only that, but they will also be upselling you to do other events that they'll be doing. They might only be able to do a certain amount of one-on-one sessions or two-on-two sessions with couples, but they can definitely do a whole lot of people at once during their live events. Let's talk about how much they make just from this. So these are the numbers. So it says that if it's your first time at an event or having a session with them, they'll charge like $250. This is just for their marriage coaching sessions, for the first one. So I don't know how much they charge after the fact, but $250 is the baseline. But I wouldn't be shocked if they were double that. So let's just say they work 8 hours a day. If they work 8 hours a day and they get a bunch of people to sign up, on that one day they'll make $2,000. Now let's say because they have a wait list, clearly all the spots are booked. So imagine that's just on one day. That means per week, assuming they don't work on weekends. And you know what's crazy? On the weekends, that's when they're probably hosting their live events. So I'm not even including that. So this is just off the first time sessions. They're making $10,000 a week. And then every week, and because, there's 4 weeks in a month, so they're making $40,000 a month. And then because there's 12 months in a year, they're making about $480,000 a year just on people who are interested in starting to work with them. And you know what's great about that? When people pay that much just for one session, paying a little bit more isn't going to feel as bad. This is a great way for people to just get their foot in the door. And then once they've actually invested their time and their energy and their money, they're going to be like, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to just pay an extra $100 and I get to come here every week. Let's do it. Especially if that first session, I guarantee they probably set it up in a way where you're going to see immediate results. Then the other product that they're selling when they are not talking about their books or their in-person workshops is their communication mastery bundle. Right now, they have over 2,000 people who opted in for this offer. And it's a one-time payment. So it honestly would be a no-brainer, especially if you're on the wait list and you're waiting for them. This is probably like a small taste of what they actually do once you get a one-on-one with them. And if you're curious about how it is to work with them and what's their mindset or how they do things, this is probably an easy entryway to that. And the best part is, since it's a course, you never have to re-record anything. You just do a really good job making it good the first time, and that thing's going to sell itself because they're going to have a whole bunch of testimonies because they already have testimonies listed out over here. But not only that, they also mention how this is going to help you. How? By first identifying those pain points in a relationship. Then after they identify the pain points, they then tell you, hey, look, here's another testimony showing that this product works. And then they have another testimony. And then they have another pain point coming right in front of you. And then they just keep coming at you with pain points after pain points until they finally give you the solution. They'll list out everything that's a part of this program. They'll tell you how much it costs. They'll make it look so expensive and then sell it at a fraction of the price because the price is low and they have perceived high value. You'll feel stupid not opting in for it. And then what they add here is just more testimonials. And then they just add more social proof and they tell you more about the system. Like, they want you to feel as though you know everything right before you buy it. And then they just come at you with even more testimonials. By this point, you're probably so frustrated because you're trying to find that buy it now button, but they just keep edging you on and on and on. And then they give you even more benefits with the course. And then they also give you another benefit with the course, telling you it's lifelong. You don't even have to pay a monthly subscription for it. And of course, more pain points. And then finally, they take you to the bottom where you're fully warmed up and you just want to get it right now after you've read everything above. And then they make it so easy by making it sound easy by saying, all you need is 15 seconds and it's yours right now, right there. Once you have some social proof and a good sales letter, and if they had a video sales letter, this would be significantly easier to sell and close more people. And look at that. They even offer installment payments, different payment plans in case you can't afford the full thing. They make it so easy. When you think that it's over, they still give you, hey, you can still buy it now. Don't waste any more time. And then of course, they come at you with another pain point. I'm not wasting any more time in conflicts. But now let's talk about the numbers. So right now, they charge about $197 for this product. At the moment, they've sold at the time when they made this sales letter, they sold about 2,126 of these courses and generate about $418,000. I imagine that's way higher by now. So in total earnings, they've generated about $898,822. And that's not even including their in-person events. That's not including the full price for their coaching sessions. And that's not even including the updated number of people who bought the communication bundle. And they're definitely close to 1 million, or definitely over it, guaranteed. This is the power of having the proper systems in place and the proper funnels in place. If you just implement the TNT system, the traffic system, the nurture system, and the transaction system, you can get numbers like this too. So if you're a marriage coach, influencer, or creator who loves making content, but would like to create or scale your own offer with a proven growth system that aligns your expertise with what buyers want and what scales, book a free strategy session with me using the link in the description below to see how me and my team can help. And if there's not an alignment, don't worry, because you'll still get your own free personalized roadmap to success. And I promise you, even if we don't work together, you're going to leave that call with more value than when you came in. So if you found this video valuable, I would appreciate it if you would please like and subscribe. It's absolutely free and it'll mean more to me than anything. Have a great day and I'll talk to you soon.